All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about Ark 2, the next generation dinosaur survival game being developed on the Unreal Engine 5 by developer Studio Wildcard. Now, with the newest addition to the Ark Survival Evolved series just over the horizon, we have a ton of information that you, the player, needs to know about this game and what you should expect from Wildcard as we get closer to the release of the game. We're going to go over the release date, new gameplay elements, the combat of Ark 2, the reveal date, storyline details, new locations, antagonists, new dinos, and just generally everything new about Ark 2 that you should know. So definitely stick around until the end of the video because you guys do not want to miss out on everything. Also, I'm giving away a PlayStation 5 for 70k subscribers, so this is the perfect opportunity to try to win a PS5 and a copy of God of War Ragnarok or Hogwarts Legacy. To enter, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, comment your Twitter handle, follow me on Twitter, and tweet me proof that you're subbed. The winner will be announced at 70k subscribers. Ark 2 was announced back in 2020 with a release date of sometime in 2022. Obviously, it hasn't been released yet, and it wasn't until the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase that took place this year where it was confirmed that the release date has been changed to 2023, which is likely for the better. As of right now, there has not been any new details released as to why the game was delayed. They likely just needed more time for the development. With the game's release date kind of up in the air, we can expect to hear more about Ark 2 as we get closer to 2023, with the game eventually releasing in the later part of 2023, likely sometime in Q3 or Q4 of 2023. Now, as I said, this isn't particularly a bad thing. If anything, it gives them more time to flush out as many bugs as possible for a smooth launch. But this is also Wildcard we're talking about, so I'm sure we're going to see multiple delays happen. Now, before we jump into what platforms Ark 2 is going to release on, I would like to give a huge thank you to today's sponsor. Real quick, guys, this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Raid is the first game to bring a true console level experience to your phone. They've set the bar high and there's no going back. I've been playing Raid for a while now, and if you haven't played yet, I definitely recommend jumping in. I've been using Royal Guard as my main for one thing only: wrecking bosses. He has an extremely powerful ability that scales damage based on enemy max HP, which is super useful. I've also been using Venus, who is an extremely versatile offensive support champion who could put out some extremely powerful debuffs. Raid just released a giant new feature, Awakening, in a new brutal dungeon, the Iron Twins Fortress. If you're good enough to take down the Iron Twins, you'll see a huge payoff being able to awaken your champions. Awakening your champions lets you choose a powerful blessing that can transform how they perform in battle. I absolutely love how some of these blessings look, and there's so much variety. This feature has added a new level of depth and strategy, and I've been having a ton of fun playing around and testing things out. But wait, here's the big news. Raid just added a super powered legendary version of everybody's favorite champion, Death Knight. The entire Raid community has been waiting for this for a long time, and Ultimate Death Knight is everything we all hoped for. He's poised, he's powerful, and he's perfect, and the best part is everyone can now get him for free just by logging in. All you got to do is log in and play Raid for 7 days between now and October 27th, and you'll add Ultimate Death Knight to your collection pretty easy. There's seriously never been a better time to get started, but there's more. You can also use DK Rise's promo code for a bunch of free items to instantly level your strongest champion all the way to level 50 5-star Ascension. The promo code is available for both new and existing players. And if you haven't started playing Raid yet, use my link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen right here. You'll get unique bonuses worth $30. We're talking a free epic champion, Rector Draft, 200k silver, 1 energy refill, and 1 XP boost, 1 ancient shard so you can summon awesome champions as soon as you get in game. All this treasure will be waiting for you here at the top right of the screen. Now, as of what platforms Ark 2 is going to release on, there has been confirmation of a console and a PC launch. However, the launch will be exclusive to Xbox Series X and S, along with the PC via Steam Early Access. This was confirmed via Xbox's website. PlayStation players will be able to play within as little as 3 months and up to a year. It all really depends on how long the exclusivity will last between Wildcard and Xbox. Now, along with the exclusivity launch, there is confirmation that Ark 2 will be only releasing for current gen hardware or the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S consoles, so the game will be unavailable for PS4 and Xbox One players. Now, this is likely due to the new engine the game is being made with, the engine being Unreal Engine 5, which I've just got to say, I cannot wait to see the level of detail Ark 2 is going to offer, as well as all of the Unreal Engine 5 modding support that we're going to get with Ark 2. The hype is definitely real. When it comes to the main story of Arc 2, there is not much we know just yet other than what we saw at the end of Genesis Part 2. For those of you that don't know, at the end of Genesis Part 2, we see the fall of Rockwell, who had been the main antagonist from the island, and how he infected half of the colony ship. We also see one of the many clones of Santiago wake up and start making a descent towards an Earth-like planet. So from that, we can gather that whatever this new planet is, it's where the new game will take place. This also brings up the question if all of the pods that made it to the new planet are all clones of Santiago, or are they all different clones of different people that have been dormant since their incubation. What we do know from the reveal trailer is that we will be seeing some of the dinosaurs from the first arc in the new game. However, they will be much more customizable, as we can see in the trailer, with the T-Rex donning a new bone-like apparel. Now, it's not clear whether or not it will be considered armor. Also from the trailer, we see that there's going to be more than just dinos to fight. We saw Santiago get ambushed by a bunch of tribal looking people. So instead of only avoiding predatory dinosaurs like we did in the first arc game, we will also have to avoid the new NPCs that we may encounter. Now let's talk about new playable characters and companions. The new character that players will be taking control of in the story aspect of the new arc game is named Santiago, modeled after the family man himself, Vin Diesel, who you may know from the Fast and Furious movies. Along with Santiago, we see what we have come to find out is his daughter. His daughter will follow you around on your adventures and help you fight off dinos and possibly help you navigate the environment as you explore, possibly to fill the role for the late HLNA. There is really not much information to cover on the new companion we will find ourselves adventuring with in this brand new world that we have no idea about. However, given what we have seen in the trailers, it seems like she will be a lot more interactive with the environment than what we had with the past companions. Let's just hope it's not super overbearing. Now let's talk about the new threats and the antagonists in Arc 2. Now with a new dinosaur game will come new dinos, but before we talk about that, we have to talk about a potentially more terrifying threat that we the players will have to deal with in the upcoming game, and that is enemy tribes. These tribal NPCs absolutely despise you and will attack you on sight of seeing you. From what we have seen in the trailers, they are equipped with spears, bows, and primal bone looking armor. However, don't let that fool you, as it seems there's going to be quite a few of them on any given encounter, and they have their own pet dinos as well. As seen in the trailer, they have tamed a T-Rex and equipped it with bone armor, adding on to its intense and mildly terrifying look. Let's just hope that they're not very coordinated, or they're not actually that strong. Who's to say they don't tame something even more terrifying than a T-Rex, such as a Giga, easily the most terrifying dinosaur in Ark Survival Evolved. Oh, and let's not forget about the new carnivorous plants as well. And when I say carnivorous plants, I mean man-eating plants. And from what we have seen, we will be in a whole lot of jungle. Let that sink in just for a moment. Speaking of dinos, that is the perfect segue into our next topic. Let's talk about all of the confirmed dinosaurs for Arc 2. Be sure to let me know in the comment section if you saw any that I didn't actually mention. Now, as of right now, there aren't any new dinosaurs confirmed yet for Arc 2. However, we will be seeing a lot of old fan favorites. For instance, the most recognizable dinosaur in Arc 2, the T-Rex. Next up in the teaser trailer, we see the pterodons and a brachiosaurus. The official trailer, we got to see dodos and raptors confirmed. The trailer also features a rock mural showcasing more dinos coming to the game. On the mural, it has a T-Rex, a stegosaurus, a triceratops, a parasaurolophus, a quetzal, and then we have either a brachiosaurus or a brontosaurus. And then the bottom left also looks to be a megatherium. The next dinos we have confirmed is a pterosaur and a diplodocus. Now, with this being a new game, we will obviously be in a new environment and even a new planet. So with that comes new variations of the dinosaurs that we've already come to know and love. As said before, we saw a form of a pterosaur, the flying dino that is seen with a new pattern, much like a form of a butterfly, likely to blend in with the new environment that we're going to find ourselves in. Overall, expect a ton of new and returning dinos in this game, and I have a feeling that they're going to be going above and beyond with this game, and I guarantee the first gameplay trailer or gameplay showcase is going to have a ton of dinos not mentioned in this video, as well as the first glimpse of new dinosaurs we have never seen before. Moving right along, let's discuss the locations that will be featured in Arc 2, whether it be new planets or just locations we've seen in the trailers. While we don't exactly know the new location for Arc 2 or even map names or anything like that, we do know that we will be on an entirely new planet, completely separate from anything that we've seen before. From what we've seen so far, the map will mainly be a broken landscape with many suspended land masses to it. Also, there seems to be a lot of lush green areas within the visible areas within the trailers. We We will also be able to explore cave systems with different key story aspects, as seen with the dino mural in the trailer that had all of the dinosaurs on it. It seems that flying dinos will be absolute must on this new planet with all the suspended and platform-like landmasses. Be prepared to have your early game goals to get some sort of flying type dino, because it looks like this region is going to be very lush, and you're going to want to be able to be in the sky to explore the world more freely, and hopefully to fly away from the enemy tribesmen. For Arc 2, I think we're going to get more of the same with the island, but I think it's going to be on a completely different level. This looks like it took the original design ideas from the island and then brought it up to 1,000,000%, and for that reason I am super excited. Next up, let's talk about the combat of Arc 2, as we do have some details to go over. Arc 2 will have what's said to be a more Souls-like combat system when it comes to fighting really anything. This is a big step and a strange one given the current Arc's combat system features really nothing like a Souls game when it comes to fighting both dinos and even fighting players. The combat is something that I really hope Wildcard will be able to test and get feedback from the players, hopefully as soon as possible, and even take the feedback and listen when it comes to something like this. Overall though, I see this as a pretty interesting change to the somewhat mundane combat system that we currently have in the current Arc game. It will force players to adapt and get better acquainted with the combat, but also shows many different ways of fighting. Now, the Souls-like combat system could be just for the single player aspect of the game, and the multiplayer be more of the same of Arc 2, but whichever way the game goes in terms of combat, I am personally looking forward to seeing how it's implemented. Arc 2 will be developed on the new Unreal Engine 5. This means a more cinematic look and feel of the game to better immerse the player in the environment in the new area that we will have to learn. The game will feel more realistic and make you feel like you're actually in the middle of the woods, from realistic rain, sun rays, ray tracing I'm sure, and seeing different things like trees swaying and clouds moving and water streams flowing. These things will all be shown and displayed amazingly with this new engine, and I am personally stoked to see everything come together. Also, imagine being able to see the individual scales on the T-Rex in super great detail and watch the dinos move and how their bodies react to different ambient lighting. Now, obviously the biggest concern when it comes to the new engine being used is the new requirements for hardware for the game. Will I need a 5090 Ti to be able to run this game? Also, I've got a concern on whether or not this game is going to be optimized enough to be able to show off this new engine properly. Even with Ark Survival Evolved being out for 7 years plus, there are still plenty of people who have gameplay technical issues when it comes to graphics, post-processing, and just generally low FPS. However, if done right, then this will be a truly beautiful game. I am really rooting for Wildcard to take all the time that they need and get this game right. Now, the most recent time we've been told anything official about Arc 2 was back in the Xbox Bethesda Game Showcase in June. And the next time we will likely hear about this game is in the upcoming Game Awards for 2022, which is taking place on December 8th. Now, with Arc 2 releasing in 2023, I'm guessing that we're going to see it at the Game Awards, but then again, it really depends on what Studio Wildcard and Xbox decide to do. They might keep it in their pocket for marketing later in 2023, especially with E3 already almost 6 months away. They might save it for around that time. However, with the more upcoming games of 2023 being showcased at the event, it wouldn't be completely out of the question to see some kind of trailer or teaser, and hopefully even gameplay of Arc 2 at the Game Awards. So mark down on your calendars Thursday, December 8th, because that is when we could potentially see Arc 2 next. Now we have to ask the inevitable question: how long will early access be, and will Arc 2 get delayed again? Now, anyone and everyone who has played the first Arc game is no stranger to how long the early access period could be for the upcoming sequel. However, there is no confirmation for how long that period will be as of right now. It is safe to expect that this game will launch as a Steam Early Access and Xbox Preview Program title, as the first game did, to try to build out the game and fix as many bugs as possible before adding anything else to the game. With the current delay that pushed the game back to an expected later 2023 release date, it's not completely out of the question that there could be another delay when it comes to this game. It all depends on when we get more information and what information that may entail. With that in mind, we also have to take into account that the engine that is being used. At the end of the day, this is Studio Wildcard we're talking about, so I'm sure this delay will end up being another delay and then yet another delay. But yeah, guys, that is going to wrap it up with every new detail and all confirmed details that you need to know about the upcoming Arc 2 game. Be sure to stay tuned to the channel if you want to stay up to date with more news on Arc 2, as well as Hogwarts Legacy, Spider-Man 2, and just generally everything PlayStation and Nintendo. Guys, do me a favor, if you enjoyed this video, click the like button, subscribe to the channel with your notifications turned on, and don't forget to enter the PS5 giveaway I'm running for 70k subs. Thank you all for watching this video and supporting myself as well as today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. This has been Wes, and I'll talk to you guys on the next video.